Okay, deck tech. I think I want to try Lava Dart in the companionless version. That might actually speed it up a lot, and it really might find a very nice middle ground between the ultra grindy Obosh list, which is very grindy and covers a lot of bases, but at the expense of probably being the slowest of the three decks. But not quite as fast as the ultra speed oriented Giganta version. But I think I really like the balance that playing 8 prowess creatures as opposed to the full like 12 or so that we could probably max out on. Heartfire Immolator also is a little bit slower of a prowess creature, but it still can deliver quick kills in combination with especially Lava Dart. But it also provides a lot of utility. Could even take down big creatures like maybe even Murktide Regent, which could be a little bit of a blind spot in this deck. Although I'm hoping the speed might help compensate to some extent. Yeah, I'm moving the relics to the sideboard because there just isn't a way to make room for all of these cards I want to play in the main deck otherwise. I'm still on Hammer. It's just some games you really stall out and you grind a lot, especially under Blood Moon. And Blood Moon, of course, shuts off. Well, I guess we're not playing, Den of the Bugbear this time, but if we were playing Bugbear, Blood Moon would shut it off, and Hammer Garden would have to do extra duty because it's like the only card that really gives us like unlimited things to do with our mana. Like even Valakut Awakening is great and all, and that's one reason why I'm playing it. But you only get so many uses out of it before as opposed to Hammer, which just goes nuts forever basically. And I know, like Hammer looks like a janky card, and it is a janky card, but I don't know what to say. 3 mana for 3 damage actually isn't as bad as it looks, and the recursion's just kind of underkey insane. Most of the time you're looking to pitch it with Seasoned Pyromancer and then recur it later in the game from your graveyard. But even if you have to cast it for 3 mana, it still ain't bad. You can also just ship it with Valakut Awakening, and even if it doesn't go to a graveyard, you can still you're still likely to draw extra copies later in the game. I like playing 4 of these. In addition, I generally follow the philosophy of playing either 4-ofs or 1-ofs, and I like Hammer Garden enough to play it as a 4-of. So that's just me. But you could absolutely play it as a 1-of, but you're just not going to see it. And sometimes you just really need it to bail you out of these situations where you're going to just die from not having anything to do with your mana, and your opponent keeps doing stuff and you can't. Well, Hammer always gives you something to do. I don't know what else to say. Yeah, we're playing Radiant Fountain. Just my logic is we need at least 12 mountains. I don't know if we can squeeze Bugbear in here. And Radiant Fountain was nice, and Burn seems to be making a resurgence. But, maybe Chalice covers our bases enough against Burn, but Radiant Fountain seems like a nice free way to gain some extra life and, pad our life total a bit. And we can even gain the life before Blood Moon comes down. Blood Moon fixes our mana from Radiant Fountain. I don't know. It's been nice in the past, but I could easily see this turning back into Bugbear. Let's see how this goes anyway. All right, match 1. And we're going to be doing something a little bit different this time. This time, I actually recorded the matches without audio, and I'm going to be recording over them. This way, hopefully, I can control the sound a little better because, anyway, let's get to the games, just because if I focus on trying to reduce background noises when I record, but not necessarily when I play, well, I don't know, but I still might be able to reduce it overall. But anyway, we kept that hand. It had Ragavan, had Bonecrusher. It's pretty, I think this was a pretty easy keep. If I remember correctly, I think this, I think most of the matches in this league were pretty quick overall, so this actually shouldn't be too taxing to have to rewatch all the gameplay. Also forces me to kind of watch everything. Some of the post leagues I can get tempted to kind of speed through things, and I can see that being not. Yeah, so anyway, basically how I approach this is I'm thinking this is probably a control deck, so I don't know. Brazen Borrower could be anything, but I'm thinking they're probably playing a control deck. I see Triome, and I'm like, it's probably Rhinos, and I'm like, uh-oh. But I'm like, hey, if we dish enough damage, maybe we can take it to them. Yeah, and I think they stomp here, which is a little disappointing because connecting with Ragavan feels so awesome, but so it goes. Yeah. Most of these pauses, I think, are from them. Pretty sure we're playing pretty swiftly. All right. Okay, so basically, as long as they either don't hit their 3rd land or they don't have a Cascade card, I think we're in good shape here. I thought we were in good shape, but obviously they do, and see, this is where things get dicey because, yeah, the best I can do really, I think, is just hammer the Shardless Agent. And this is one reason why hammer isn't that bad. As you can see here, like any other burn spell, Firebolt, I mean, lightning, even Lightning Bolt, like any other burn spell here wouldn't really change the equation much. And you'd be surprised how often, like, situations like this occur. Of course, we're going to have to just, I'm just going to run these through because, I mean, I feel like if I don't, they're probably going to just remove them or something. And, you know, I don't know. If they don't have any other Cascade cards, I think we can outgrind them. But of course, it's hard to outgrind them if they've got the Cascades. Yeah, so they didn't play their Bonecrusher Giant, which was telling me that they probably, yeah, and I for a second there, I thought that was my Bonecrusher, and I'm like, oh, dang it, that's theirs. That's when I realized, it wouldn't have changed anything, but that's when I realized that they had a Violent Outburst. Now, this is the first time where I was thinking maybe I want Bugbear again instead of Radiant Fountain, because I was thinking I could have attacked there, but then I was also like, I could have attacked into 2 Rhino tokens. I could have eaten both the Bugbear and the token, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter anyway. They played Jace, which is a weird card, in my opinion, for them to be playing. But, you know, hey, who am I to judge? Would we play Jace if there was if there was literally a carbon copy of Jace just in red? Honestly, probably not. And if it didn't conflict with Obosh, of course, here we're playing a companionless version. Yeah, I think about this for a while, but I just decide to hit Jace. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about this. I don't know why they didn't attack, but probably it's only going to last for so long because they probably brainstormed into another one, which sure enough they did. Yeah, so this game's over before it even starts in many ways. Plus, as you can see, we're flooding out. Now, if they weren't overwhelming the board so much, you know, like if their card advantage was a little more hand-focused and a little less board-focused, as you can see, Hammer gives us something to do. Anyway, this is the game here. Don't make no mistake, though. Like, there's a lot of games where, like, it's a similar kind of board state. I mean, it's a similar kind of land state, but their board isn't nuts, and that's when Hammer really shines, because you realistically finish them off with just Hammer from 12 life right here, and just recurring Hammer. Anyway, this is where this deck probably has the best sideboard against Rhinos. So that's what I'm glad I happen to be playing this deck when I'm running into Rhinos. And obviously we went Chalice and Relic. They're a great double team. Chalice prevents the Cascade from even happening. Relic, Ragavan can clean up if they happen to answer Chalice or we don't see Chalice or something. So it can be a great like after the fact type of thing. Yeah, I'm not going with Hammer because I just feel like if we lock him out, Hammer is not going to be the reason why we win or lose the game, most likely. Oh, but then maybe I have second thoughts, I guess. I think I ended up taking out Lava Dart, but I'm not sure. Heartfire Immolator. Yeah, I guess Heartfire Immolator. I mean, we could juice it up to kill a token by itself, but what's that? Yeah, and I think I take out Lava Dart. Yeah, and the rest of these cards are kind of just card advantage. One thing I like about Abbot is that I can play a Chalice off 0 off of Abbot if I happen to reveal it. I don't know how often that's going to come up, but I find it pretty cool that Abbot's always helps dig for Chalice, even if we play it on turn 2. So it's pretty sweet in my opinion. That's probably one of the reasons I leave it in. I don't remember thinking it at the time, but I'm thinking it now. Ooh, well, we keep because we've got Ragavan into turn 2 Blood Moon, which, I mean, I'm not holding my breath here. I'm preparing to take the L, but you know, we've beat Rhinos in the past. I've been hearing reports that Rhinos might be one of our toughest matchups, and I've been absolutely, I've been getting like. Rhinos has been putting up a hell of a fight, and frankly winning more often than not against us when we're on basically every other deck, which is putting a little bit of fear in me in this deck. For some reason, though, historically, I haven't struggled that much against Rhinos when I'm playing Mono Red. I could just be getting lucky, though, because I'm starting to see the real power of Rhinos with my other decks. But let's see if we can connect. I'm kind of expecting this to eat a dead Gone. But it doesn't, so that's good. Well, we're going to try to land Blood Moon because, I mean, in theory, that could lock up the game. I was expecting that to eat a Force Negation, but it didn't. And, well, I mean, they only have red cards, but hey, that's enough to anger the gods. And I think we see some Pyromancer pitching Valakut and Hammer. I was almost thinking of pitch Lightning Bolt and Hammer, but I'm like, yeah, Lightning Bolt could be good against Fury. And I'm like, yeah, I should have kept Valakut, because then I could have like drawn 3 cards and pitched the lands, which are a little bit excessive. Then again, I'm thinking we have Hammer to recur, and they just give up, so there you go. Probably didn't really have a way out. I think maybe they forgot to bring in Force of Vigor. Not sure why they would, but I mean, I saw that all the time against like the mono black deck, which doesn't even have access to Blood Moon. Yeah, I think we run it back. I mean, the thing I like about Lightning Bolt and all these, like Lightning Bolt and Hammer, is they both cleanly answer Fury, which is one of the most problematic cards for us if we can keep the tokens under control. So, yeah, keep it like that. This hand tempts me for about half a millisecond, but then I'm like, no. This hand tempts me for another half a millisecond, but I'm like, no, I'm not feeling this either. I think they're deciding to mill again, if I remember correctly. Or maybe I am. Oh no, they were. Yeah, and I'm like, okay, here we go. I think this hand might actually get there. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna keep Chalice, Blood Moon, and the ability to play Blood Moon if we connect with Ragavan. I'm not expecting Blood Moon to resolve, but what I'm hoping happens is we can maybe either use Chalice as bait to land the Blood Moon, or we can use Blood Moon as bait to land the Chalice. But my plan is maybe we can play both of them in the same turn, and it might be. And now with Ratchet Bob, I'm actually kind of liking our chances suddenly. I'm feeling a burst of optimism about this point, if I remember correctly. So they do have Wooded Foothills. That's probably going to fetch a basic forest, since you never want to lose the same way twice, if you know what I mean. So, yeah. In retrospect, no, actually, you know what? My thinking here was I want to lead on Blood Moon because I got 2 of them. It's going to be less devastating, I think, if they counter one because we have a backup one anyway. Yeah, leading on Blood Moon, I think because I drew the other Blood Moon, all things being equal, it made more sense to lead on Blood Moon. Because, yeah, like as I said, number 1, if they countered a Blood Moon, I got a backup one. And number 2, it means that they can't end a turn Brazen Borrow the Chalice. And that takes away their strongest turn 3 play. And then I think they may just give up here. Yeah, I don't know. They weren't feeling it, I guess. To be fair, we had an active Ragavan. We didn't really have much of another clock, but I mean, an active Ragavan threatens to start going nuts. I could even start casting their Furies, so I can fully understand. All right, cool stuff. All right, match 2. We're on the draw. Yeah, let's see how this one goes. Man, this looks just like we're playing, right? Maybe I shouldn't even have said anything, but yeah. So I think we we just play that. You know, maybe this is a mistake, but Scalding Tarn did not signal burn to me. So something to think about if you're a diehard burn player is since burn is typically associated with budget cards, people will usually not expect burn if you lead on Scalding Tarn. If you put Bloodstained Mire or Arid Mesa, which are typically more budget options, people will assume burn. So anyway, and it's a good thing too that we did not Lightning Bolt ourselves with Shattering Shutterskull, because I'm sensing Scape Shift, and then it's very good to have a padded life total so that they can't, you know, Scape Shift us on turn with 7 lands and kill us from 18 or less. If we're over 18, then there's a big difference. So yeah, we're not expecting Heartfire to live, but maybe it does. And if it does, we might be able to blitz them, if you know what I mean. It's kind of fun watching the games again. Alright, so play this, see what we reveal. Yeah, not bad. Lava Dart. Yeah, so let's alrighty. Yeah, so we get to crash in for a hefty sum of damage. And they're like still, I think, one turn away from Scape Shift, from a lethal Scape Shift, thanks to us not lightning bolting ourselves. And I think we're threatening lethal next turn, especially if we draw land. That's the power of Prowess creatures plus Lava Dart. Basically, them by itself, they basically threaten lethal on turn 4 at the latest. This deck is probably not winning on turn 3 that much, though, because we're not really landing Prowess creatures until turn 2. Unless we're cheating. If we're not cheating, which we don't believe in cheating, then there's really no way in this deck to land a Prowess creature prior to turn 2. Now we're a little worried about creativity, because we're like, oh, they're a creativity deck, and we're caught with our pants down because we only have one Lava Dart. So we're like, that hats off. With like, wait a minute, that's not creativity. So then we're like, okay, maybe we got a chance. We're like, well, Primeval Titan's kind of nasty. Kind of nasty. So we're like, ugh. One thing that I don't fully understand, though, is they seem to only get one Valakut, and unless they got 2 Valakuts in their hand, I'm not sure why that is. Oh, I know why, because they wanted to at least shoot that thing down. I guess that's understandable. Yeah, you're right, because they would have gotten nothing. And like the Luck Shack we are, we rip a Blood Moon off the top. And we're like, okay, don't mind if we do. I think we're thinking for a second if there's some way we can like have a better turn by double bolting the Titan, but we're like, no. Because then we just die to the Valakut, so we're like, okay, do your worst. I think they make a mistake here. They attack with the Dwarf tokens. Yeah, they attack with the Dwarf tokens. But if you think about it, yeah, that's what they can get here. Yeah, if I remember correctly, we yeah, so we rip a land and we're like, yes. So let's actually do a thought experiment here. What if they had held the 2 Dwarf tokens back to block? Because I'm pretty sure they want to attack with Titan to get up with their own clock on. Just to see if like their misplay cost in the match. Let's see. Imagine we would Bone Crush the Dwarf. This would be a 3/2. We Lava Dart the Dwarf. This would be a 4/3. We Lightning Bolt them from 11 down to 8, down to 5. Yeah, and I think we'd still have them dead. Yeah, I think unless I miscalculated. Yeah, maybe I did. Maybe I but yeah, it didn't look like they were coming back anytime soon anyway. So yeah, I think I did miscalculate because we still would have been -2 maybe from but actually they would have been at 1 I think because they would have saved 2 life from not having to take a stomp to the face. They might have just held back 1, but you know, holding back 1 Dwarf token in the face of anyway one Lava Dart doesn't seem, but whatever. Yeah, so honestly, I think I come to the conclusion that we're pretty much main bordered. I think about it for a little while, and I'm like, I mean, maybe they're playing Summoner's Pact for Titan, but I'm like, they're probably playing Scape Shift. This looks like Titan Shift back in the day. It's been a while since we played it, but I'm like, I'm thinking this through, and I'm just like, no. I don't think see Relic doing anything. Ratchet Bomb, Chalice, none of it does that much, and the whole deck is mostly streamlined to dish out damage quickly and also land Blood Moon. So I'm like, let's do it then. Let's do it now. Yeah, and we have Steam Vents here. Hard Evidence. They're definitely playing a creativity Titan Shift deck. I'm not sure why they don't just play a creativity deck. I guess 2 combos in 1. 2 combos are better than 1, right? Isn't that what David Hume said? I'm just kidding. Yeah, and you know what? I don't know exactly what I'm thinking here, but I think I Lava Darted because the turn when I play Blood Moon, I want to be able to Lava Dart a Dwarf, but they've got this 3 Toughness Crab here, which I guess I plan to Lava Dart, but to be honest, I don't think I do. I think I just leave this sitting around, and I'm not sure why I do that. Plus they have the clue token, which they can also creativity on that. So like, you know, I'm thinking something, but whatever I'm thinking, it's not panning out. And for some reason I double down on this odd choice, and I just Lava Dart their face again. And I play Blood Moon, and then I just get Radiant Fountain here. Try to gain the life before the Radiant Fountains get shut off. Yeah, and they play Force of Vigor. Kind of surprised we haven't run into this card yet, but here it is. Boom. So we're expecting to eat a creativity at this point, but they cracked the clue token, and we're like, Now I think we're more incentivized to bolt the crab. Ooh. Blood Moon time. Expecting them to get a basic plains here. Oh, they do not. They got a dwarf. So I think we hold up because we have the ability to bolt the crab and flashback a Lava Dart from the graveyard. Now we look like a genius having at least one Lava Dart sitting in our graveyard. That was kind of the idea. Sometimes I just do things on like muscle memory. Now we do take the hit here. We padded our life total quite a bit with the Radiant Fountain, so we're kind of hoping that they creativity into a bunch of nonsense. So for a second I think about creativitying that thing, but then I'm like, we really need to play around creativity at this point. That's how we lose this game. And oh yeah, and I forget that we'd have to have 6 to do this. I'm like, what's going on here? So, you know, I think I just pass it back. If I draw a 6th mana, I might just Shatter Skull, both of those things. So here we actually are a little bit on a crossroads. And what I decide to do, for better or for worse, I'm thinking about stomping the crab token, maybe bolting the crab. But I'm like, no, how about we stomp the crab, flashback the Lava Dart, or better yet, Bone Crush. Yeah, Bone Crush. Play the Lava Dart using Shatter Skull. Then play the Bonecrusher. Yeah. And then if need be, we can just flashback Lava Dart to get through next turn. I should have sacked a Radiant Fountain in case somehow they deal with the Blood Moon, but whatever. And I'm threatening lethal next turn. And I think they pack it in. Oh no, they untap, we drop Hammerbrook Garden. That's what happens. Yep. Yep, pretty fast games so far. It kind of feels like this might be on our way to a trophy. Like in the past, when I've gotten trophies, usually the leagues were going fast for some reason. Yep. And I think that's that. Yep. Alright, match 3, we're on the play. Against Dreamstalker, we've got the Ragavan. So let's do this. Oh yeah, I think this is the Changling Dwarf deck. We're in for a treat. Yep, and this is where I'm like, yep, I'm in love with Lava Dart. I'm like, oh yeah, where were you all this time, Lava Dart? And I want to hold on to Satyr Skull because both it's a good pitch with Seasoned Pyromancer and it could just be good in its own right. And I'm like, ooh, Dwarven Outlaw? Don't mind if I do. I don't have any artifacts to fetch this time though because I don't have the main deck Relic of Progenitus, but I'm like, but still more treasure tokens to complement my Ragavan. Don't mind if I do. Okay, they seem to be a little mana screwed, so that's what it is. Alright, let's get in there. Yeah, and I think I get a Moth-Dust Changeling here to add to my collection. So I'm like, oh yeah, don't mind if I do. We got another treasure token for the dwarf attacking. We're really, and we can actually tap this to make another treasure token. And I'm like, yeah, this must be why people play this deck. Tapping stuff and making treasure tokens feels really cool. It really, really does. Let's get that out of here just to gain some life. Let's just got a Mountain Satyr Skull. Yeah, and I think our board has officially spiraled out of control. So, yep, it is what it is. It is what it is. That was the fastest game one I've had in a long time. At least where I won. I've had some fast game ones where Hammer Time just immediately jukes me with like an Ink Moth attack with a hammer or something. Yeah, Ratchet Bomb, because we can. I'm sure they play Aether Vial, and we want to be able to blow that up. Now, deciding what to cut is the tough part, because the whole deck is pretty good against creatures for the most part. We're thinking really long and hard. I think we decided to end up cutting Abbot of all things, believe it or not. Abbot has a fairly high whiff rate in this deck from all the 3-drops, unless you're like turn 5 or later. So, I mean, we think about ditching Ragavan. Ragavan is unlikely to connect with so many 1-toughness creatures, but then again, they're playing a deck that relies on synergy, and trading a Ragavan with one of their creatures is not the worst thing in the world. Because think about it, like, a lot of times we'd be willing to trade a Lightning Bolt for some random Changeling creature they have to just decrease the synergistic power. Is there any difference between that and them blocking Ragavan? Not really. So actually Ragavan is not as bad as it looks. Ragavan's only bad when they produce like a lot of like 1/1 tokens or something, like literal throwaway cards that like a Lingering Souls that just generates a bunch of them for nothing. So yeah. And hey, this hand ain't perfect, but it's keepable in my eyes. So yeah. Is the video frozen? No. I'm not sure what I'm waiting on here, but I probably get a message. Yeah, I got a message about this time, and I responded to it. So it happens. I could skip ahead, but I don't think the video is all that long in the first place. Okay. Now we're officially quarterbacking our own play. How is that? Alright, now we play Ratchet Bomb because maybe we can hit this thing. Alright. That's a painful mana base if I've ever seen one. Yeah, we kept up Bolt because of something like this. We don't even wait to the end of the turn, we're just like, get that out of here. Yeah, and this is a nice little 2-for-1 type of opportunity that presented itself. Valiant Changeling. Ready. All they need is one other Changeling, and Valiant Changeling costs 2 white. Yeah, this is a little iffy. Maybe I should have landed Heartfire Immolator, but I just feel like I want to have Ratchet Bomb at the ready in case they play like an Aether Vial or something. You never know. Universal Automation, Automaton, or whatever. So we just end up playing a Seasoned Pyromancer. Our thinking is, well, you know, when you have 2 Seasoned Pyromancers in your hand, you're never going to be able to, like, ditch them in it with an empty hand. And Heartfire is cool and all, but I'm like, okay, well, we got Ratchet Bomb galore here, so. I think they drop a Unsettled Mariner, and I think we're like, okay, we'll take this up to 2. They're making their creatures uncounterable, which is annoying, even though we don't play any counter magic. I'm just joking about that, by the way. But if we were playing counter magic, it would be annoying. But we're not, so we're not annoyed. Yeah, let's play Heartfire. And see, Heartfire is just such a nice little 2-mana 2/2 Prowess creature that could. I mean, compare this to Ironclaw Orcs. You know, I just keep saying again and again, like, red creatures have really come a long way, haven't they? It's crazy that, like, Heartfire Immolator didn't make a lot of waves when it was printed because there are so many other powerful Prowess creatures printed. But, like, objectively, 2 mana for a 2/2, you know, with upside, with creature removal attached is, at any other time in Red's history, this card would have been considered, like, one of the, if not the best red card ever printed. But now it's just one of many. Now it's even overshadowed and it's not even considered that good. Just let that sink in for a second. Yeah, we'll take. Already. So I think we got to deal with the Dwarf. The Dwarf is like a little lord. Alrighty. If they drop another legendary Dwarf, if they rip it next turn, then they could grab something with the treasure tokens. But if we get to untap, then we can clear the treasure tokens with Ratchet Bomb, which feels pretty good. Feels pretty good. Okay, Unsettled Mariner. Alright, I think we draw a mountain, so we drop a Ratchet Bomb. Kasploosh, kasploosh. We kill the treasure tokens. And I think they just scoop it up. Yep, they scoop it up. Cool stuff. We wait for the victory screen. Victory screen, victory screen. Come on, where are you? Yay! Alright, match 4. What do we make of this? Hand is keepable. Yeah, this is the Tron matchup. So I might skip ahead a little bit here because there are some points. There are some points where it stalls out a little bit, if I remember correctly, but. And we're like, oh no, they're on their way to turn 3 Tron. No, please, no. What did I do to deserve this? No! Oh, Ragavan. Okay, well, I'm like, okay, Ragavan, do your thing. In retrospect, maybe I should have just played it out. Ooh, too bad we can't cast you. You know, see, the problem with Ragavan, the big design mistake, they should have let you cast the card for free, you know, like Dothy Voidwalker. What were they thinking, you know? If only they would have done that, this card might have seen play. But instead, only I play it. I'm just kidding. Everybody plays it. Actually, it's kind of busted. But I just imagine if, I'm sure somebody somewhere was thinking, why can't you cast it for free? Are you joking? It's like somebody, man, Ragavan feels like a joke in terms of power level. It's so nutty. Alright, well, that sucks. Play Heartfire Immolator. In retrospect, maybe we should have dashed with Ragavan again, but I set up for a slightly better next turn. The only card we're truly afraid of here is Oblivion Stone, because if it's Ujin, we can just start hitting right back with Ragavan. But, of course, though, there is a little thing called O-Stone that they do indeed have. So, uh-oh. Spaghetti-o. Oh, Spaghetti-o. Now, I still think I've got him here, though, because I do have 4 mana. Watch, we draw a Blood Moon, and we're like, okay, we're in a good spot, because watch. Let's disguise the fact that we have enough mana to play Blood Moon. Let's attack. I mean, there's no way, there's no way they can deal with Abbot, we're thinking. So, like, well, Lava Dart, and that'll put a lot of pressure on them to crack the O-Stone. We're even considering maybe even popping the Lava Dart again for more damage to really encourage them, because if we can land the Blood Moon after O-Stone is cracked, we're in good shape. They play Warping Wail, and we're like, what? That's a little risky, because if we had, like, a Lightning Bolt or something, then they would have taken a lot of damage. But I guess they were worried about us landing Blood Moon. But we're still probably okay, because what are the odds that they were so lucky to, like, have the Warping Wail exactly when they needed it, and to have O-Stone exactly when they needed it, and to have their 5th land drop. So we're like, maybe they're missing their 5th land drop. We're like, yeah. There's no way they're, like, that lucky. That's what we're thinking. But they were like, I mean, we really didn't have another play. We're like, oh, they're that lucky. But, like, we really didn't have another play anyway, so we're like, we're thinking that, like, we could have played differently, but probably not. They're getting pretty obscenely lucky, though. Just saying. Yeah, of course they're worried about another Blood Moon, so... Yeah, because we don't want them to just kill whatever that thing is. And we're actually a little bit hopeful that maybe we can burn them out. Unfortunately, they have a lot of mana left over. A lot of mana. They have a lot of mana. I think they play Erlemog. Yeah, no way. Sack the mountain. 2 flashback Lava Dart. Could have been tricky. And held on. Tapped the red mana. But we're like, nah. Okay. Ho ho ho, Merry Christmas. And we're just kind of in a rough spot here. And the problem is they have Wormcoil. So we decide to just pack it in, because Erlemog maybe we can crack back and race somehow or something, but Wormcoil is just like, Because Wormcoil gains a lot of life, so we said, nuh-uh. On to game 2. We're thinking about Chalice to maybe slow them down, prevent them from cracking a lot of eggs. But we realize that with 12 1-drops, it might true us up as much, if not more. Shenanigans may help deal with Oblivion Stone preemptively before they can crack it on 5. If we have Blood Moon, that could be a good way to avoid a Grisly Fate. Not the 5-mana card that puts 2/2 Grizzly Bear tokens into play. And if you have Threshold, it puts 4 2/2 tokens into play instead. I wonder, that card probably wouldn't see play. But that was a cool card from back in the day. Yeah, so we think long and hard. And I think we just decide to play one Bonecrusher Giant. So we're kind of, I think, more into Hammer Begarden, ironically. Yeah, even playing them as a 4-of, because the problem with Bonecrusher is by the time we're playing Bonecrusher, I feel like we'd rather it just do more damage. And Hammer does more damage both on the front end, 3 damage, as opposed to 2, but it also does more damage because we can recur it, and sometimes that's how we get out from under an Ugin lock or something. We just try to burn face. I think this version has a very legitimate chance of dropping their life total low enough where we might be able to finish them off with Hammer, so I really don't want to ditch Hammer. Finishing them off with Hammer is probably more of a thing in this deck than any other deck. Well, it obviously can't be the Giganta version, because that deck neither can nor wants to play Hammer, because it plays Giganta, and because it's trying to be low to the ground. This hand we cannot keep. We cannot keep because it has no hate for Tron. So we say, nuh-uh. Blood Moon is what we need. At some point. I'm not sure what happens here if we took another call or something. Okay, the video's not frozen, so I think maybe this is where we start skipping ahead a little bit. Yeah, and so we had to mulligan. Let me go back for a second. We had to mulligan this hand too, because with this also just didn't have any hate. This hand we do keep. It's risky, but Ragavan maybe can do Ragavan things. So we ditch a Heartfire and we ditch a Valakut, and our thinking here is that we can curve turn 1 Ragavan to turn 2 Heartfire into turn 3 Abbot, maybe play something off the top. Interestingly enough, with Ragavan, we can play a turn 2 Abbot and potentially hit something and play it for 1 mana, so that is pretty cool. Or just hit a land. But let's play Heartfire Immolator, because there's not much advantage to... There's not much disadvantage just waiting one more turn with Abbot. George Tronington was a very annoying deck. A very annoying deck indeed. But they didn't hit Natural Tron this turn, so we said we'll count our blessings. We'll play Abbot out. We'll see if we hit a 1 or 2 drop. Ragavan is not the best. Let's attack, attack, attack. Sylvan Scrying seems okay. We'll play Radiant Fountain. We'll get a Sylvan Scrying in our hand. The truth is what we need. Because a permanent land seems better than a treasure token. We'll just get a regular mountain. We think about Radiant Fountain, but regular mountain is better, I think. If this Radiant Fountain was Den of the Bugbear, we could really pile on the damage next turn. That is something that crosses our mind. They play Sylvan Scrying, so they're looking at a turn 4 Tron. We're worried about Ujin, but we can maybe dish a lot of damage. We're really like, oh, where we want Den of the Bugbear. Let's play Season Pyromancer and maybe hit some good, like Lava Dart or something. No, we hit 2 more lands. This is a very, very not so nice situation to be in. We think about it. I think we stall out for a little bit. They play Oblivion Stone on their turn. We untap, we draw Heartfire, we attack. And here's a mistake we make. We attack. We should crack the treasure tokens in response. Then we can flash back the Season Power tokens and play Heartfire instead. And we just actually realized that after the fact. So instead we just end a turn Season Pyromancer. I don't think it really ends up making a difference one way or the other, but that was a little disappointing. So they play Ujin, I think. Not Ujin, I mean, they play Erlamahog. Well, maybe they're not quite there yet. Wormcoil was a very difficult card to beat. If we rip a Shenanigans, maybe we can do something. They play Sylvan Scrying. What do they get? They get Forest. We flash back the tokens at end of turn, and we kind of sputter out. It doesn't make a difference, really, no matter what we do at this point. They play Karn, they kill our thing, and that we needed that Lava Dart like 6 turns ago. Karn comes down again. Then we start chumping with this, and this Shenanigans could have came a long time ago as well. Ujin, and they start dealing lots of damage to us. There's really nothing that can bail us out right here, so we're just slightly skipping ahead. Wormcoil Engine, and I think that clinches it. I think we basically scoop next turn. But we want to dredge with Shenanigans, or we just want to draw a card to see how unlucky we are. And that is our answer, so with that, we bid adieu. Alright, match 5, we're on the play. And I don't know why I've got the George Washington song on my mind. Obviously, the tone is very different when I'm singing it this time. There's the tone again. Let's see what they're on. There's a little period of pausing. They reveal Luris. We have to mulligan that hand. It has no mana. This hand has Blood Moon and double Ragavan. We put a Shatter Skull back because my logic is I think they have to deal with Ragavan or they're just going to lose. But in retrospect, I'm like, maybe we should have played Shatter Skull Smashing, because what if they have Thoughtseize? And what if they take the Shatter Skull Smashing? What are the odds of that? Okay, unlikely because they play Springleaf Drum off of Urza's Saga on turn 1. And they play Ornithopter, okay, so then they actually do have the mana to Thoughtseize off of Hammer Time. Is a little unusual, but hey, I guess they're going to take the Blood Moon because that is the best answer to Urza's Saga. But if I remember correctly, we rip a land off the top anyway, but they can block Ragavan, so there we go. We attack, we'll gladly trade. It'll make the Urza token less, or I should say more manageable. We can play another Ragavan, play Valakut, and we can see what happens. This Urza token can be very large. We're a little concerned. Oh yeah. Ink Moth and Ornithopter. Oh, and they can pay 2 mana and tap Urza Saga already. But they decide to play Sigarda's Aid, so we're like, ha 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 ha. Maybe we have a chance, oh yeah. And we're like, okay, how about we just play Blood Moon? The reason why we play Blood Moon before attacking is we're worried they might try to block with Ink Moth Nexus. And sure enough, they think about it a long time, but they do indeed animate Ink Moth Nexus. So yeah, we don't attack this turn because we threaten to either get through or eat an Ornithopter once every turn. They get to play Esper Sentinel, I think. Or they put Luris to hand. So yeah, we get to attack with Ragavan. See what I mean though? Yeah, I think they just chomp block. Yeah, we play Heartfire, which as you can see is really good here because it's pressure, but it's also a burn spell. That's one thing I like about this card. I think it's very underrated, and this is probably the version that we can really take advantage. I tried Carbo Yearling, or Flametongue Yearling, but the fact that it can't be played on an empty board is a problem. So Heartfire Immolator also hits harder. It's an oldie but a goodie. We will attack the block the Ragavan, but we've got another Ragavan in reserve. And we have a Lightning Bolt and Heartfire activation up. We're not too worried about Hammer coming down. Oh yeah. Let's see what they do. Let's see what they do. La 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 la. I think they scoop. Oh yeah. They're in between a rock and a hard place. This is kind of the downside of playing Orzhov colors. They wouldn't have lost as hard to Blood Moon if they were just playing mono white. But that's how it goes when you want to splash a lot of colors. So let's see. Oh yeah. We definitely want Ratchet Bomb that deals with tokens and all their 1-drops, which are a lot. We also want Shenanigans. We can pick off their hammers if they're trying to set up for a Pure Steel Platinum. We think about Chalice, but we're like, that's probably going to screw our own Lava Darts, Lightning Bolts, and Ragavans. Also, if we just put it on 0 to hang around, a Ratchet Bomb on 0 to deal with Urza tokens might just sweep it away. So we're like, at the end of the day, Chalice can be good, but maybe just not out here. In reality, I think we cut Abbot because we're chock full of removal, which we really need. Or maybe we take care of Ragavan. I think we put Ragavan back. And I'm thinking about squeezing something else in here. Yeah, we take out Abbot. And I think what we do is we put a 1 of Relic. Yes. The truth is what we need. So let's see how game 2 goes. No mana is kind of brutal. While this hand has Lava Dart to maybe control the board, Shatter Skull Smashing is technically also a burn spell. A little clunky, but it is a burn spell. Maybe we can shenanigan some hammers. I really don't like turn 1 Esper Sentinel. That either slows things down or I don't know what to say. So that's a good shenanigans target. I think I decide to just Lava Dart that right away so they can't play too much stuff. So they play a white mana, they play Esper Sentinel. And the truth is what they need. Now I have a choice. I can shenanigans the Colossus Hammer. They kind of reveal that they've got a Pure Steel Platinum. So I can shenanigans to preemptively stop it from doing lots of things. I can. Could also play Ratchet Bomb. Instead, I'm like, okay, how about we just deal with the Esper Sentinel? What are the odds? They've got another white source. But probably I should have played Valakut and then just paid 1 off the land. So if they do have another white source, we're just dead, and that was probably a mistake. Yep, here's the Pure Steel Paladin. Sometimes I'm just not thinking. See what I mean when Hammer Time wins? It's always like we're asleep at the wheel. But thankfully, we end up effectively beating Hammer Time 3 times in a row a lot of times. So, yeah, that happens. We will get them in game 3, hopefully. Let's see how we sideboard. I think we just put a 1 of hammer. It's probably going to get eaten by Core Sanctifier. That being said, sometimes it could just be a nutso card. Yep. And then we're on the play once again, which can be really nice. Ratchet Bomb alone does really good things. I don't think they saw it last game, so this will hopefully be what it takes. Let's see what they are up to. We have choices of what to do, yeah. They play Esper Sentinel. We could Lightning Bolt, but I think we want a Ratchet Bomb because then we can just have it sitting around. They can't kill us next turn because they cannot both play Sigarda's Aid and 2 hammers in the same turn. And if they play a hammer and a Sigarda's Aid, then we get a 3-for-1 with Ratchet Bomb. So what do? They attack for 2. And they pay 2 for Prismatic Ending. At least we can crack Ratchet Bomb in response and kill the Mem Knight. We're thinking about dropping Blood Moon, but we're like, nah, the Stomp is what we need. Maybe because I just watched a YouTube review of the movie The Patriot. I think that movie is not supposed to be taken seriously, but oh my god, people really do. That's maybe not a good thing. Esper Sentinel can definitely be... Yeah, although I could hold up Stomp to try to hit Sanctifier, the truth is what we need, and the truth is Blood Moon indeed. I know they could play Sigarda's Aid and Double Hammer next turn, but they didn't play Sigarda's Aid yet. And there's really not that much reason for them to, unless they're holding up path for a dashing Ragavan, which they could be, but we decide to take that risk and say tisk tisk tisk. Let's see what they have if we're dead, or if they put Lurrus to hand. They attack with Sanctifier. We can play Ratchet Bomb and get that on fire. So if we survive 1 turn, then we can all but ensure that we will not die at the hands of Sanctifier. Let's tick it up and see if we can interrupt their plans of victory. Oh yeah, we got a mountain. I think, yeah, we play Bonecrusher because maybe we get a better pitch next turn with Seasoned Pyromancer. Blood Moon is a decent pitch, but there are better options available. I kind of want to tick Ratchet Bomb to 2, but I'm worried if they have Disenchant, they might respond, and there's nothing I can kill in response, but there's nothing I can kill at 1 either. So I will tick it up to 2, and I'm thinking, what shall we do? I kind of want to get it through. How about we start off by pitching 2 cards. Let's see what they are. We don't really rely on the graveyard, so it doesn't matter. And we have some choices, but how about we just crack the Ratchet Bomb right now? Okay, they play Path, I remember, and I'm like, oh no, they have 2 white sources now. We're gonna hold up Bolt because we don't want to die from sudden juking. We could play Ragavan, but if they play like another card into Sigardizade into Hammer, we're kind of screwed. They haven't played a Stormforged Mystic yet, so you'd think that's coming up soon. We have options. It's hard to tell. Oh yeah, I know what we're worried about. We're worried about Steel Leaf Paladin, Pure Steel Paladin, into playing a bunch of hammers and a Shadow Spear, which would instantly basically end the game for us. There's not that much reason not to Lightning Bolt. Just frees up more mana for next turn. So we could Ragadash, and I think about it. But instead we'll attack. They'll probably block something instead. They don't seem to though, so we're going to play Heartfire. And we're still not going to play Ragavan, even though that might seem odd, because if they play Pure Steel Paladin and then a Hammer, we're going to want to kill the Pure Steel. Well, they might play a Hammer first, then a Pure Steel Paladin, and then we're going to want to kill the Pure Steel Paladin. Then we're going to want to kill the Mem Knight with Lightning Bolt in response to the equip. But first we'll kill the Pure Steel Paladin with the Lightning Bolt. That way they neither get the equip nor the Pure Steel Paladin's draw effect, or the Pure Steel Paladin living. But that didn't come to fruition, but they played Sanctifier, but we think a lot about what to do. And I think what we decide ultimately is if we attack with everything, they might not block in a way that we might be able to get through for lethal, because yeah, they block. We were expecting something like this. So because they let our... We were actually kind of thinking they'd block the Heartfire, but since they didn't, we get 2 go face, so yeah. So that is a nice way to end the league. A 4-1 is a pretty good result. Let's go to the deck. The post-league wrap up. In all seriousness, I think they blocked wrong, but it didn't look like they had that much. But Hammer Time can always make a comeback. So, post-league wrap up. All right, post-league wrap up. So, what is there to say? Yeah, just yeah, and by the way, I'm doing this. Like I recorded a screenshot. I had to close down Magic Online, and then and now I'm doing the post league over the screenshot. But I mean, this basically looks just like Magic Online. So I did the same thing for the deck tech. Just full disclosure, but not that it I think really changes much. But in any case, I really like I really liked I really like Lava Dart. I don't know what to say. Like it was underkey, kind of nice for quick kills. It's nice for keeping Inkmoth Nexus at bay. That didn't necessarily come up, I'm not sure, but also it just clears out one power creatures. So sometimes Ragavan can get through easier. I just kind of like having access in a way to both Lava Dart and Ragavan, and this deck. I wouldn't play Lava Dart in the Obosh version without Prowess creatures to make it better, but it's nice that I get to play Lava Dart again. So this deck is actually pretty protected against Ragavan, and it's pretty good with Ragavan, and that's something to like. The only difference is that, as you can see, we've got the Den of the Bugbears in here instead of the Radiant Fountains, but Radiant Fountain could come up sometimes with the life gain. I'm gonna say that Chalice is probably good enough for the Burn matchup, that we maybe don't need the extra help with Radiant Fountain. And Den of the Bugbear, if for some reason we're not seeing Blood Moon, or we set Blood Moon out, or they answer Blood Moon or something, Bugbear just goes nuts. and it probably would have won us that game against Tron, and we probably would have got our first trophy this season. It's hard to believe we still haven't trophied, but we've got some. I think we're on a pretty good 4-1 streak right now. Just can't get that 5-0. I mean, this has happened to us in the past. We've heard this happen from other players. It happens sometimes. And we're bound to get a trophy, at least one trophy before the season's over. Geez. Anyway, whatever. Still feels like we're making progress. Still feels like we're. I mean, you know, there's a case to be made. This might even be the best version, but I like kind of having three of these mono red versions in the pocket. Anyway, see how it goes. Until next time, take care. All right, quick replay of match 1. Let's see. Yeah, and we kept this hand because it, you know, had Blood Moon. It had, yeah. Now it has Ragavan, so feeling pretty good about this. But they decide to go nuts and play Empty the Warrens. And then we're kind of on the back foot here, but I think we have enough blockers and whatnot that we can. They have to respect the dashing Raga, so we like it. We play this, play land, Ragavan. We're still happy to, yeah, but then they go off, they grape shot. And we're in walking a hard place, but we're not necessarily completely dead yet, because look, see, the Blood Moon isn't going to do much, and Hammer as well. Actually, we're feeling pretty good about this now. Eat 1, eat 2, go down 5. Yeah, I mean, unless they're extremely lucky son of a guns, you know, we're feeling pretty good about this. But look who's pretty lucky. All right, anyway, and then they just do their storm thing, and it's frustrating, but whatever. All right, and I guess that's that. Yep. Alrighty, let's see if we get revenge in games 2 and 3. All right. Okay, we're starting a little bit into match 2, but basically it's pretty easy to follow. We started with Den of the Bugbear Pass. They played Serum Visions. We played Heartfire Immolator passed. They kept up. We played Abbot. We have a land attacked, and then they played like basically double opt. Now it's their turn, and we're pretty much setting up for a Chalice on 2. So if they have remand, then that's kind of bad, but you know, if not, then this kind of just ends the game. All right, cool stuff. All right, cool stuff. Okay, alright. Oh, I guess I thought it was still lagging. Yeah, we just run it back. Lava Dart, Ragavan, Lightning Bolt. All part of our speed package. Seasoned Pyromancer can help deal with the tokens or just prison a clock. Abbot, Immolator, part of the speed package. Relic, Chalice, part of the disruption package. Ratchet Bomb for no more getting juked by Empty the Warrens tokens, and I think we're pretty good. Yeah, Chalice of the Void on 2 is a killer against them. Alright, we'll keep. Let's see if they Lightning Bolt this. Alright, don't you feel special? We're still, I think, in okay shape. In theory, they could go off starting next turn, but I think I need to still put on some pressure. Okay, I can't play that, unfortunately. I have to take this risk. I mean, like... Yeah. Alright, well... At least we can play this for 0 and get a prowess boost. We have to hold up because the lightning bolt can be for a 3-mana creature. And go for a... Yeah, I don't really care. They are facing lethal next turn unless they either go off, or deal with their creatures, or empty the warrens. Just put the rituals in their graveyard. Mana is usually the limiting factor. Yeah, and I think this is lethal. See if we draw another 1 mana. Okay. Let's do the math here. So these is 2 prowess triggers plus 1 damage. So 4 plus 3, 6. So each of these is 6 damage. 1 damage from the dart, 2 damage from each prowess trigger. So 6, so that's 3, so that's 6 and 6 is 12. Yeah, we got lethal. Maybe we need to lava dart from the grave in case they got lightning bolt, because if they do this, we can't respond, but if we do this, we can respond. Ah, it's the same thing. It's the freaking same thing. Okay, good. See, that's the power of lightning bolt, my friends. I mean, lava dart. That is the power of lava dart. Alright, Xaxes. Alright, well, Den of the Bugbear didn't come up this game, but I'm satisfied. I am satisfied. Cool stuff. Alright, now we're trying the Obosh mid-range deck again, just to get a quick practice match in here. Yeah, it looks good. Looks good. We're up against MW Bagels. Alrighty. I'll hold on to Valakut Awakening. It can just be a really sweet card. It's also a really good pitch with Seasoned Pyromancer. Alright, any day now, bro. Okay. Okay. Man, people really love playing these in the two-mans. Whatever you call these decks. Creativity decks. Ugh. Let's play this while you're tapped out. Malekith and this card. Alright, Blood Moon could be good. Passive iteration. Do I just lightning bolt this? Probably. So if they have Emrakul, we're in trouble, but I don't know, if they have something else, it might not be that bad. It's actually not too bad when we have Blood Moon out. Maybe we should play Bonecrusher. Yeah, stem the tide of. And next turn we might be able to get through for 4. Stupid, I knew I should have played another Blood Moon. I don't know why they got Dwarf in mine. Obviously they have bolt. Or rather mountain. Alright, now we may actually want to go to their face, because now we can go to their face next turn to try to get the win. I assume they're going to attack. And I can wait till their upkeep to Lightning Bolt to play around Force Negation. Yeah, they can't Force Negation if I do it on their upkeep. They don't have the blue mana to cast it either, so I think we got them. That's the power of Obosh. Heck yeah. Yeah, I'm probably trying to figure out some way out of this, but I don't think so. Yeah, double bolt, they can double bolt the Obosh. Otherwise, I don't think there's a way out of this. Alright, nice. Okay. I think land destruction is pretty good. Fury seems kind of suboptimal in this matchup. Ensnaring Bridge could be good, but the bigger problem is Valakut, not necessarily the Titan itself, as we saw. Let's get a couple Magi in here. Alright, I'll take out 2 hammers. Very reluctant to take out hammers, but I guess you gotta do what you gotta do. Alright. I think we'll keep this one. Alrighty. They are a little bit of a Blood Moon centric, a Lightning Bolt centric kind of deck. So I'm not necessarily expecting this to live, but as usual, if it does, good things might be in my future. Okay, fine, jeez. Jeez, man. Come on. Come on. And if I somehow actually win this, despite that horrible setback, then dang man. See, this is what I don't like about having two hammers. I really need to cycle this. Maybe I shouldn't have discarded the hammer, but it seemed like the most... Okay. The problem is if they have like any type of counter magic, I can't afford to go completely shields down. Now, at least we can double bolt this, drop Blood Moon. Maybe the blue psyched me up more than it should. Maybe they're just flashing these other colors for Prismatic Ending, I don't know. But either way, it seemed pretty free to try to play around them. Alright, let's try to land Blood Moon. Or just get Force Negation. Okay. Alrighty. That was probably a big mistake for them to tap out for Titan. Yeah, you know, they're going for there, going at it again. Play another Valakut. Forgot that it wasn't a mountain. You have to play Dora at mine, I don't know. Well, gotta do this or we basically just die. I think we have to pillage the token, as janky as that sounds. This card threatens to be our undoing. And of course, since we had the relic, they had to kind of play it out, expose it to pillage. So, like, ideally, what they want to do going forward is that they want to hold the Strike It Rich in their hand until they're ready to play something, which they kind of did. Oh, goodness. Goodness me. Hello. More frickin' Strike It Rich, man. It's stupid. Alright, well now I'm getting in a little danger of double lightning bolt, so I'm going to play this out. And then next turn I'll try to play another Blood Moon maybe. I must have just drawn that. Alright, they think they're clever. We actually almost beat them on a one land hand. Run it back. Strike It Rich is a stupid card. Alright. Come on! Okay, they take a mulligan. That's why they took a while. Geez, when are they not going to have that? Freaking joke, man. Well, we can Ragged Dash them, which I guess we should. But this goes to their graveyard, I think. Yeah, it goes to their graveyard, so no reason to put that in their graveyard. Should I try for a Ragged Dash? Yeah, because if they have a removal spell, this might bait it out. But if they don't, then the coast is clear for mages. Okay. Slightly, I don't know that they have that much graveyard shenanigans, but that just seems slightly better. Yeah, I don't think they're casting that off exile this turn. Once again, if they got like a lightning bolt, the intention is to flush it out. Alrighty. I still don't want to actually play that. Okay, that's fine. Maybe I sacrifice, draw a card. Is this lethal? Close, but not quite. 4 plus 6 is 10. Alrighty. Sacrifice that, die to double bolt. Alright, die to double bolt. I like it. I still might try to destroy it. And here's why. Because I'm a little bit worried that they have some type of way to gain life. It seems unlikely, but this would seem to basically be a guaranteed win. I think that's concession lag. Nice. Yeah, alright, so pretty good showing, I think. Alright, Den of the Bugbear is always pretty sweet, also because it's just always so free. Alright. Okay, so post league wrap up. Yeah, so like I actually decided to record those those extra practice matches, and I think that they went pretty well. You know, we didn't get to see Den of the Bugbear against Storm, but I mean, you know, we see it enough in other contexts that I think we all know it's pretty free, and of course these mountains are also pretty. These mountains, we're not playing Shinka or Castle Umbreth because it would just really suck to like not be able to use Lava Dart. I think it's marginal enough that the upside of having more mountains is worth it. But Den of the Bugbear is definitely not a marginal card. If you don't have Blood Moon, this card is always the real deal. Yeah, and then this deck performed pretty well, and the Obosh, I think the Obosh version also still has it. I think the Obosh version is a little bit more like, it is a little more, I don't want to say skill intensive, but like, because all of them are skill intensive, but the Obosh version is a little more, yeah, I think my muscle memory takes me a little further. That felt very natural, like how I was approaching those games. The other versions, I think, you know, I've played other versions of those in the past, but I really think the Obosh version is really starting. I mean, the Obosh version is really starting to be natural to me, and that's probably my best chance of racking up more trophies, is to really hammer it home with this version. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully this will continue to pay dividends. All right, until next time.